Ready to party or what? So today we are talking about sales processes, and specifically, I wrote initially four, but then I added five. Five ways to increase your high ticket sales without more traffic. And these really came to mind because from interactions I've had with people over the past few weeks, conversations I've had with other business owners, this is it. All right, these are things that are just subtle, simple tweaks that would help to plug the holes in the leaky bucket of your sales process. And especially if you sell coaching, info products, anything of the sort, man, it's simple, but these are effective things that are going to do the following, right? It's going to make sure that you have higher quality people get on your calendar, higher quality prospects, so it'll help you avoid talking to people who aren't a good fit, can't afford your high ticket product or service, have the wrong mindset, the wrong attitude, wrong expectations, really just the wrong people. And then it also makes sure that you attract the right people to you. So all of these things just help to tighten the belt of your process, make it more seamless and simple. And man, the bugs are out today. I don't know if you can hear them, but we are partying. Now, let's talk about it. So, number one, and this is one of my favorite tools, again, from my background in video, and then just the total idea of this. I want you to imagine a situation where you, as the expert, as the consultant, as the coach, as the business owner, your company's best salesperson, which is you, is able to work 24/7, 365, never getting tired, never running out of energy, and delivering your best, absolute best presentation. Well, how do you do that? Is there a way to do that? In fact, there is. And the tool I'm going to introduce you now, if you aren't familiar with it, is called a VSL. That is short for Video Sales Letter. Now, if you're not familiar with what a sales letter is, you're probably familiar with what a video is, but I mean, you're watching this live and you're on YouTube. You should know what a video is. But if you don't know what a sales letter is, it goes back to when people were sending direct mail out and trying to sell products or services. They were doing it to, again, make people aware and to advertise, also to pull the right customers to them, to get them to take action. So, and that's what a video sales letter does. When somebody hits your landing page, it ought to do the following: repel the wrong people, attract the right people, elicit desire. It ought to tickle the itch that somebody has that's in pain, if you will, to actually take action and do something. Be it submit an application, which is probably the next step, especially for a high ticket product. Of course, you can also use a good VSL to sell a low ticket product as well. But it's a powerful tool, like 24/7, 365. You can effectively duplicate yourself for the long run. And what's good about it is you know your percentage. Like you will be able to test and see what that does for your business. And if you do things right, if you record it right, you can really build and test and iterate different pieces and functions of it. There's a guy I know who teaches this principle about trial closes. I mean, I don't know him personally, but this is what he talks about in his script for his specifically webinar. And when I say VSL, I also mean like you can use a webinar in the same kind of way. But for most people, it's going to be a lot more complicated than just doing a 3 to 5 to 15 minute VSL. But he talked about this principle of trial closes. And with a trial close, what you really want to get people to do is just to say yes. Are you getting this? Is this making sense? And if so, they're going to say, yeah. You guys getting this? Cool. And then you move on. Especially when you're presenting to the masses. I mean, you want to get people up here to say yes because, again, you can't hear anything. Now, live streams are kind of fun because when people hop on and they interact, it's a good thing. But there's that. Second, an application. I don't know. For some reason, I've talked to people and they're like, you know what? I don't want to do applications. I feel like it hinders me when I get on calls. I'm just like, I don't know how you don't make sure. I don't know how you know you're talking to the right people. Like if you don't have some kind of info on the person beforehand, what are you doing? I mean, you're kind of like a doctor who walks into an office knowing absolutely nothing about the patient. You don't even know if they're sick. You don't even know what their vitals are. I mean, doctors don't do that. And I understand. Oh, well, doctors, they're professionals. Well, yeah, but you're a professional too, right? And if you're a professional, like you need to have all the info that you can for your prospect so you can serve them at the highest level. Welcome, friend. I see you're reviewing. Now you're not. Now we're partying. Okay, so cool. Application. That's a very good thing because it can give you what you need to to help and serve. It gives you the info you can to best serve that person. Third, a quiz. I like quizzes. I know there's a lot of guys. There's one guy that really comes to mind on YouTube who does a quiz funnel, and of course that guy's a really good marketer. And his quiz funnel helps really identify where people are in their specific journey. Because the truth is, if you are, whatever you sell, if you're selling weight loss, if you're selling health, any kind of health, wealth, relationships, which those are the core markets, people are at different levels. There's a difference between somebody who is starting a business at zero and a person who is at 300K a month. They're at $1 million a month. They have different problems. They have different needs, and they're looking for different things. And so, if you can understand where they are beforehand, you can then direct them to the right path so that they can have the greatest level of success. And a quiz allows you to gather as much data as possible, also helps your sales team, if you're doing the selling, to, again, categorize, place, understand, and really maximize just the ROI for your business, especially if you're spending on ads. And even if you're not spending on ads, you're doing organic, I mean, you're going to get more for your energy with more info. Number 4, a wait list, right? Here's something that I talked to a guy and he said, you know what, I'm good in my business. I'm complacent. Or he didn't say I was complacent. He says, I'm content. If somebody tells me that they're content, I say, fair enough, dude. Sorry that so many people are coming out this gate. If you're content, good. You've done something. You've found some satisfaction in life. I want you to be content. But if you're in a place where you're wanting to grow and do more and advance in your business, like I'm not going to pitch you on anything because I don't, with what the things that I do, like, requires work, and you're not going to be motivated to do it. I said, if there's anything that you could do is to really help you, because if you say to yourself that you're good and you don't need any more clients until you really do, implement a wait list. A wait list is so powerful because imagine you have like 10 people that are ready to go and ready to work with you. All you got to do is give them a call and say, hey, let's go. That's awesome. I mean, if you're comfortable, you're at max capacity, and you're like, no, we can't take on anymore until you're ready, use waitlist. 5th, follow-up sequence and emails, right? The importance of an email list in the online game is huge. And I say this because my email list isn't that big yet, and I know that people who are the greatest in the space, like, they have mastered this of developing a relationship with their email list, constantly feeding people into their email list, and again, develop relationships with people on their list. Because if something were to happen, global pandemic or whatever, you have that list to fall back to, and you can help out and really serve people in that way. Because if there's something that your business needs, if you're trying to sell, or let's say your business gets in a bind, and you're like, look, we got to make some sales instantly, there's some gold in your list that you can mine. You can make a special one-time offer that you can send and say, hey, one-on-one mastermind, one-on-one coaching, I'll give you an hour of consulting, especially to you people on my list, and the more you have it filtered out, the better you can. Again, those are, you have to be a certain person that really loves organization, and if you do that, you've got an extra bit of advantage that nobody else in the market will have, just because, one, most people aren't building a list. Second, the people who are probably aren't maximizing in the way they could. And like, it's a powerful tool. Like, it is your business. Worst comes to worst. So those are 5 ways to increase your sales without more traffic. So if that's all the traffic you got, if all you have is, say, 100 clicks a day to your landing page, and they hit your funnel, you test and tweak any of these things, I would be hard pressed to think that your conversion rate, your overall throughput in the system doesn't increase at least slightly, if not radically. Of course, it depends. Everything is subjective, but that's that. So that was the main thing I wanted to talk about today. If anybody else hops on, we might do some fun Q&A on anything else. So that was good. Welcome. Where are you from? We're partying. We're talking about business, talking about life. What questions you got? We are live. We are partying. All right. So, yeah, that's really all for this specific live that I wanted to hit and I wanted to address. May do one a little bit later. Got some dinner to make. But yeah, this specific live was specifically, again, for this purpose, right? If you already have traffic, if you're already going about making sales and you're like, I know there's more here, but again, I have a leaky bucket. Like, there is, I'm pouring water into the top of this funnel in this process, and just it's spewing. I don't know if you ever did that before, like tried to carry a bucket of water and there's holes in it. It's frustrating. So every business has it. Like, don't feel bad. There's constantly ways that you can improve and test things. So yeah, hope this was valuable. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any other questions, you can reach out to me. You can find me on Twitter at Payton. And thanks for watching. See you guys later.